Week 13 QB wide receiver rankings. What's going on, everybody? We are back. Fantasy Pro Insider, True Fan Sports. I'm the Warden. He's the Guru. Let's get this thing started for him, Guru.
All right, we will get it rocking with the quarterback rankings as we always do. Number one, we have Tom Brady of the Bucks. Number two, Matt Stafford of the Rams at home against the Jags. Number three, Pat Mahomes of the Chiefs. Number four, we have Justin Herbert, sorry, of the Chargers are playing against the Bengals.
Herbert.
Number six, we have Dak Prescott of the Cowboys. Number seven, he is back supposedly this week, just in time to take on our Bears, and that's Kyler Murray of the Cards. Number eight, Jalen Hurts of the Eagles. They're taking on the Jets. Number nine, Josh Allen of the Bills, who doesn't have a real easy assignment this week. They're playing home against the Patriots. Hopefully, he can right his own personal ship and get going on the right path. Rounding out, number 10 is Kirk Cousins, the Vikings taking on the lowly Lions. Number 11, Carson Wentz of the Colts at the Texans. And rounding out the even dozen is Derek Carr of the Raiders. They're home against the Washington football team.
All right, number 13, Russell Wilson with Seattle, followed by number 14, getting the start this week out in New Orleans, Taysom Hill. He's going to be under center for the Saints this week, followed by Joey Burrow, Cincinnati. 16, Jimmy Garoppolo. 17, Tyrod Taylor. 18, Taylor Heineke, who I'm starting to become a little bit impressed with. Number 19, Tua Tags. 20, Teddy Bridgewater. 21, Daniel Jones out of the New York Giants. 22, Mac Jones. 23, Zach Wilson out of New York Football Jets. 24, Matt Ryan, and then followed by number 25, Jared Goff out of Detroit. He is home against the Vikings. That rounds up your top 25 QBs for week 13.
Yeah, you mentioned Taylor Heineke a minute ago. He has. He's turned the corner. He's kind of a late bloomer, I guess. He's 28 years old.
Yeah.
Took a different career path to the NFL, I guess. But he has made some awesome dynamite throws in traffic. Seems to be making all the right decisions. They're not playing great football there. They're playing pretty well, but he has improved quite a bit, and I guess that's good for them. Had some quarterback troubles for a few years there. Hopefully, they got it going
Okay.
in the right direction. That said, we can move ahead to the wide receivers. Why don't you get us rolling on the receivers there, Jay?
You got it. Number 1, Cooper Kupp out of Los Angeles Rams. Number 2, Justin Jefferson out of Minnesota. Number 3, Tyreek Hill of Kansas City. Number 4, Cordell Patterson out of Atlanta, home against the away against the Bucks. No, home against the Bucks. I'm sorry. 5, Chris Godwin out of Tampa Bay. Number 6, Jamar Chase out of Cincinnati. 7, Mike Evans out of Tampa Bay, followed by number 8, DeAndre Hopkins. He is away against Chicago this week, Monsters of the Midway. Number 9, Adam Thielen, Minnesota at the Detroit Lions, and followed by number 10, rounding out the top 10, Michael Pittman Jr. out of Indianapolis Colts away at Houston.
Yeah, Pittman's looking to turn it around. He's had a couple of, I don't want to say bad games, but especially last week, he was just subpar for what he had been putting up, and the matchups don't get much easier um, than the Texans, so he should light them up. Continuing, number 11, we have Stephon Diggs, the Bills. He's home against the Patriots. Number 12, again, another guy who's really looking to turn it around. He only had one reception, one target last week. That was late in the fourth quarter, or midway through the fourth quarter. DK Metcalf of the Seahawks. He's turning on. I don't know if Russell Wilson is still quite right. They haven't looked good on offense, and that might have something to do with the running game that they're struggling in. But Russell Wilson just hasn't looked the same either. Then we'll move on to Devonte Smith, who's number 13. Number 14, CeeDee Lamb of the Cowboys. They're at the Saints. Number 15, Keenan Allen of the Chargers. Number 16, Deontay Johnson of the Steelers. They're home against the Ravens. Number 17, Amari Cooper. Number 18, Devonte Smith, the Eagles at the Jets. Number 19, Antonio Brown over the Bucks. They say he's back this week. There's some of us who need him to get back in there. Others, others, if you're sitting on Godwin or Gronk, you're not really looking forward to him coming back because it seems like Brady already worked up a phenomenal chemistry with Brown early in the season. And if they get that back, then those other receivers are going to take a slight hit. Not a big one, but a slight. Um, Rounding out the top 20 is Jason Waddle against the Dolphins, and they're at the Giants. And everybody carves them up like a Thanksgiving turkey. So it should be a good game for Jason as well.
Jalen. Keep Jalen Waddell, right? Number 21, Mike Williams out of Los Angeles Chargers. 22, Terry McLaurin, football team. 23, Marquis Hollywood Brown out of Baltimore. 24, Van Jefferson had to get himself a little tutty there out in L.A. He is home against the Jags. 25, Elijah Moore with the Jets. 26, Darnell Mooney in Chicago. 27, my Raiders, Hunter Renfro, home against the football team. 28, Brandon Cooks. 29, Tyler Lockett. And following, rounding out the top 30 receivers this week, Jerry Jeudy out of Denver.
Yep, that will be the top 30. And then we go to 31. It's that same game. Cortland Sutton of the Broncos. He keeps sliding back down. He's trending the wrong direction. He's had a decent game in 4 weeks now. Ever since Jerry Jeudy came back, it's been rough sledding for Sutton. If there's a game he can get right in, it's the Chiefs because everybody throws constantly against them. Number 32, Brandon Ayook. With Debo Samuel out this week, he should get every opportunity in the world to produce. Um, they're at the Seahawks. Number 33 is Odell Beckham Jr., the Rams, at the Jags. Had a nice game coming off the bye, and hopefully they can just build on that and keep getting better with that offense. And hopefully they keep plugging along. 34, T. Higgins of the Bengals, home against the Chargers. 35 will be Chase Claypool of the Steelers. 36, Christian Kirk of the Cards at the Bears. 37, Marvin Jones of the Jags. He's at the Rams. 38, Kenny Galladay of the Giants. They're at the Dolphins. 39, T.Y. Hilton. Nice to see him come back and get back in the rankings of the Colts, and they're playing at the Texans. Rounding out the top 40, we have Rashad Bateman of the Ravens. He's had a few nice games. He's been right on the verge of breaking out. Hasn't happened yet, but he's been involved. He's been getting the targets. Just hasn't capitalized yet. Hopefully that happens this week for him at least. They're at the Steelers.
Okay. All right. Well,
Now,
that wraps up your rankings for QBs and wide receivers. Guru, you got anything else that we got out for the fans for our to wrap up our QB and receivers rankings for Week 13?
well, I just wanted to touch base on a few teams out there. The Saints and the Titans and their injury problems they've had. We'll start off with the Titans. What a bad situation there. They lose their best running back in the game this year. Then both starting Pro Bowl wide receivers go down. And then they have to part ways with the Hall of Fame running back they signed to fill in for Henry. Now, couple all that. Now, McNichols has a concussion. He's going to be out for at least a week. I would be scared to death to ask what else could go wrong for that team. They're entering the bye week. It just comes right on time for them. But they've lost two straight. So they need to rest up. They're still 8-4, and they're in control of that division. But they're desperate for that rest and time to heal up. The surging Colts, though, they're at 6-6 now. They're making a serious run to get back at them. They've won 5 straight. But yeah, that's a Titan team that needs to get healthy. You also have a similar situation down there in the Big Easy. 4 weeks ago, Jameis Winston went down for the season. Alvin Kamara, he misses 3 games in a row, and now newly acquired Mark Ingram goes down to injury, and then couple that with the fact the All-Pro wide receiver Michael Thomas never came back after supposedly only being out till week 6 on the IR. He won't hit the field at all this season. He's done. They've known that for a few weeks now. Um, but the Saints, they've dropped 4 straight after starting the season at 5-2. They sit at 5-6 now, and they face a real uphill battle to get back in the playoff hunt. Uh, to do that, they need the old Alvin Kamara to get back running and catching the ball. And they do have a couple of options to try to wake that offense up. Number one, a few weeks ago, Phillip Rivers kind of went out in public and said, "Hey, for the right situation," and he did mention the Saints, and he would be willing to come out of retirement. And then the other option is, let their Hall of Fame quarterback see if he's interested and playing a third of a season and finishing this thing down and trying to get them back in the playoffs. Because with that defense and with that running game, if they had somebody that could flip the ball around, they would be phenomenal. I mean, they would. They're a good offense, and we saw that with Jameis Winston earlier in the year. They were playing well. You don't get out to a 5-2 start unless your quarterback's playing well, and he was. He did well. He went down, and that whole team has gone to pot ever since then. Like I said, they've had other injuries and other disappointments, but they need to find a way to right the ship. I think that I don't I don't think Taysom Hill is the answer. He's a phenomenal
Of course
athlete.
not.
He's a good football player. I just don't see him as a quarterback. Um, he's just not there. He doesn't run the ball. I mean, he runs the ball amazingly, but that doesn't make a quarterback. It just doesn't. Um, great for a gimmick quarterback, run the wildcat if you want to do that. Change of pace, whatever. But for somebody being out there consistently under center, he's not the answer. Um, so hopefully they figure something out in a big hurry. And that's really all I got with that. Just wanted to run that past the fans. And you want to get back if you got anybody we have 4 teams on a bye. I don't have them at the top of my head right now, but you got anybody out there that you want to have the folks plug in a quarterback?
That's our Week 13 QB receiver rankings, and we are going to take just a few minutes, refresh a few things, and then we're going to come right back to give you our Week 13 running back, tight ends, and a few more options as well to help you in that league. Stay patient. We'll be right back. Before we leave, hit that subscribe button. Make sure you also like it as well. Add comments as well. Help us out there a little bit, right? You know what I mean? So we'll be right back. Fantasy Pro Insider, True Fan Sports.